So that, of course, was the iconic bass line by Bernard Edwards, a real legend of the bass world. If you've never heard his name before, you should Google him and check him out. He's a brilliant bass player, great feel, great time, comes up with the most amazing lines. I mean, that was probably the most iconic bass line that's ever been written and ever played. I mean, everyone's heard that, and it's been sampled, it's been copied, it's been a source of inspiration for so many bass lines over the years, and I just had to include it in this series. So again, that's Bernard Edwards. Please check him out. Great producer, great bass player. He's just brilliant. So now let's break down this bass line, and first I want to just talk about the technique of it. You'll notice that the notes are really all staccato, and one way you can achieve this is just with the left hand just touching down on the strings just to mute them as soon as you play the note, because a lot of it's open strings. So let's have a look at the first two bars. You can download the document. It has the bass line analyzed in detail, and it might be a good idea to just download it and follow along now. Okay, so let's clap out the rhythms for this. The way I'm counting eighth notes is just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the way I'm counting 16th notes is just 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And the reason why I'm clapping this out first is because it's just so important. It's just such a syncopated bass line, and it's just got to be played just right to just fit nicely into the pocket. And I've heard so many people play this bass line so sloppily that you just really need to do it justice, and most of the time it's just because you're not really feeling those syncopated notes. So it's just really important to kind of work on that just a little bit first. Okay, so we have just 3 quarter notes straight up, then we have a rest into the last 16th note, which is kind of tied over to the second bar, followed by an 8th note, 16th note, then 2 8th notes, 2 8th notes, and then last beat, 4th beat of bar 2, 8th note followed by 2 16th notes. So let's clap those out now. 1, 2, 3, 4 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 and 3 and 4 E and A. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 and 3 and 4 E and A. Let's play it now. So make sure every note is important. You know, every note has a significant value. All right, and what's going on harmonically here is if you just kind of put all the notes together in a scale form, it's just a Dorian scale, and this is over an E minor. But instead of thinking Dorian, I just want you to kind of notice where these chord tones are and how he's approaching them. Okay, so we've got the open E here. And on beat 2, we're landing on the G, which is the flattened third. It's a chord tone, flattened third. Chord tones are really important, as you know, and nothing spells out the harmony more so than the chord tones. So it's really how we approach them and where they land within the groove that really kind of helps spell out the harmony. And he really nails it here, and that's why it's such a great, memorable bass line, because it's spelling out the harmony so well, and it's just, you know, brilliant. Okay, so it lands on beat 2 on that G. And then we've got an A, which is just a passing tone in between the 3rd and the 5th. So on beat 3, he lands nicely on this 5th degree. Next, we have a C sharp, which again, if you're thinking of Dorian, it's the 6th, it's the 6th degree. But I'm thinking of it as a passing tone, so it's between the 5 and the flat 7th. So on beat 4, again, he lands on a chord tone. And then the last 2 16th notes is the root, and then we have this open A, which is an anticipation of the next chord, which is A7. So every beat we're landing on a chord tone. Okay, so let's look at the second half of the groove. It's over an A7 chord, and it's got this 16th note anticipation into the pocket. So we're going to clap out the rhythms again. Let's just talk through it real quick. So it's a 16th note anticipation into bar 3. Then we have beat 2, quarter note, beat 3, quarter note. Then we have this rest until the last 16th note anticipation, tied over the beat 1 of bar 4. Then it's followed by 3 16th notes, 2 8th notes, a dotted 8th note, 16th note, and then 4 16th notes. Okay, so let's clap that out, and we'll start from beat 4 of bar 2. So 4 E and A, 1, 2, 3, 4 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 and 3 E and A, 4 E and A. Again, 4 E and A, 1, 2, 3, 4 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 and 3 E and A, 4 E and A. Let's play it. 4 E and A. Okay, so let's look at the notes. Let's look at the harmony first. So again, bar 3, it's just all root, nice and staccato. And what he's doing here is he's just kind of using that F sharp to kind of rake between the root, because he's really targeting that G, which is the flattened 7th of A7. So again, the beat 2 is a chord tone, and beat 3 again is a chord tone. He lands on the A there. So it's a real kind of nice little pivot between that F sharp, A and G. And what I'm doing here is I'm just playing that F sharp with the second finger on the right hand, and then I'm just raking down for that A. And then I'm getting that G on the beat 3 with my first finger on the right hand. And then I can kind of alternate. So it's 2, 1, 2, and then open A with the first finger. And then I'm getting that open E with the first finger, and then I'm raking again between the B and E with the second finger of the right hand. And then I'm striking the F sharp with my first finger, and I'm just sliding up to that G. Okay? So again, 4 E and A, 4 E and A. Okay, so there's a lot of raking in there, but once you kind of get into the groove of that, understand how it works with your fingers, you can really get into like a trance with it and just start worrying about the articulation, how the notes are sounding, where they're lying within the beat, and just really kind of get yourself into it. So again, a lot of chord tones here, a lot of passing tones, setting up the downbeats, a great bass line, a great study. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll see you next week for more of the same.